Hi guys, Darth Deuces, and I'm back with a couple of action figure reviews. And for these couple of figure reviews, I'm going to be giving you guys a look at some 3 3/4 inch Marvel figures from the Infinite series line of figures. And the first one I'm going to give you a look at is the Vulture. Um, I've been contemplating getting this guy for a while, and right off the bat, it's not a great figure. I only picked it up because I needed more members for my Sinister Six display, which is coming along good. Now I'm only missing one member. I have 5 members. I just need one more member to kind of make up my Sinister Six display. So hopefully I'll be able to find another member here soon. But this is pretty much the only reason why I got this guy. He does have some good things about him, but the bad far outweigh the good of this figure. So we'll get into that here and take a closer look at the figure. Before I do that, there's straighten him out here. Yeah, this figure could have been so much better. I mean, I like the Vulture as a character. I think he's cool, but it could have been a whole lot better. There's just so many things I don't like about this figure. It's just crazy. Um, so I'll take a look at sculpting first, which is actually where this figure sort of excels at. The sculpting is probably where it's at with this figure, and it is in the head sculpt. If there's one redeeming quality about this figure, is that it has a fantastic Adrian Toomes head sculpt. I mean, that just looks like the Vulture, and he doesn't look like some sad old man or anything. He's old, but he also has that very stern, intimidating look to him. I absolutely love this head sculpt. It looks so good. When looking through figures on the pegs, you're going to make sure you have one with some good paint apps, but the eyebrows are painted decently well, and they're even sculpted there, and the eyes are painted well. And you just got a really nice sculpting work, all the wrinkles and such on his flesh, the ears there. It just looks so good. I love the expression he's got going on. It's just a really good head sculpt. It's pretty much the only good thing about this figure for the most part. He's also got the feather sort of thing around his neck there, which is white and has some sort of brownish sort of wash over it, give it some more detail, which looks good. I believe if you pop the head off, you can take it off if you want to. And the rest of the figure is extremely plain. It's pretty much just a green bodysuit. There's no real dry brushing or anything. His torso is relatively glossy. He's got muscles sculpted in there. He's quite muscular for an old man, and I will say, he's quite muscular, and he pretty much didn't really have to be, but it looks good enough. You know, one hand sculpted in a balled up fist, the other one's sort of open. But aside from head sculpt, he's a quite simplistic looking figure. But I do really love this head sculpt. It is really, really nice. Give you another last look at that. Zoom back out there. And in terms of articulation, he's not fantastic. I'll just put him down here so I can actually manipulate him for you. So he has a ball joint in the head, but you're not going to get a whole lot of movement out of that. He's got pretty much no up and down because of the collar, and he has a bit of rotation, but you're not going to get a ton out of him. He has ball hinges at the shoulders, so you can move them out. He has ball hinges at the elbows, and then no articulation in the wrists whatsoever, which kind of sucks. No articulation in the torso whatsoever, which really sucks. A ball joint hip, double hinge knees, and then hinges at the ankles with a rocker. So he has good leg articulation. He just doesn't have very good upper body articulation, which is frustrating. And then in terms of accessories, as you can see, he does come with his wings here, which is another flaw. I don't like how these wings are for multiple reasons. One, they just tab into the arms and then you can remove them. And there's supposed to be tabs to keep them into place, but they really don't stay in place. They fall off all the time. It's really hard to manipulate them and articulate them around with these big wings because they don't clip in well. They fall in all the time. I just don't like how they are. Like, you clip them up at the bicep there, and he's got all this backing to it, which I really don't like. I would have liked it maybe be sculpted, be able to clip it down more here, and maybe not have this big thing here. I think that would have looked a lot better. From what I understand, these wings are actually taken from the Falcon figure from whenever that was released. But it's just, it just could have been a lot better. And because of the lack of articulation, the fact that these wings don't like to stay up, you're not going to get a ton of poses out of this guy, which really sucks. I pretty much just have him in kind of like his arms raised pose, kind of like a flight sort of pose, or about to take off. I think that looks kind of cool. But overall, it's not the worst figure in the world. There's definitely been worse figures. I love the head sculpt on this figure, but it's just so much more bad, just outweighs it. But the thing about it is that we're probably not going to get another Vulture figure for a very long time. So if you're a fan of the character, like a big fan of the character, or you're like me and you need a member to add to your Sinister Six collection, then I'd recommend getting it. But if you're not a huge fan of the character or anything like that, then he's an easy pass. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.